Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the Cooler Master QUBE 500 Flatpack. I did receive this case directly from Cooler Master, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. Here's a look at the retail box and packaging. You'll see on the side right here, they walk you through their 45% higher transport efficiency with this flat pack design, right? It's true to its name. This case, in case you're wondering, is available in multiple colors. We have the white version here, and on the back of the box, you'll see Cooler Master's customer service and contact information, specs for the case, and then its key features highlighted in multiple languages. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up, and let's see what's inside. Here are some, but not all of the contents. We'll look at the rest of them in just a second. There was a lot to unpack in this box. First up, you'll see user guide and manual with configuration instructions depending on how you want to set everything up. Next, you'll see we have our hardware kit here, screws, standoffs, grommets, zip ties, everything we need. Then we have brackets and pieces for the case. You'll see all those right here. Got our power cord integrated into it. You'll see our front panel right there with power button. Pretty cool. Love that everything's actually white and matches even with the cabling. Got our rear exhaust fan there. Get a feel for that. You'll see we have 4 feet for the case. Right there. Next, our radiator bracket, additional panels with removable magnetic covers, tempered glass side panel with the white border around it, and then we have our other side panel. Now let's go ahead, let's get this set up. Ta-da! Everything's set up. Here we got our PC built. Take a look at everything. You'll see it from our tempered glass side to the very front. We'll look at it from the back side and the very back with all of our motherboard I/O and our GPU hookup. And now back to the front. Let's go ahead, let's boot this up, powered on, and see it with the panels off. All right, so take a look at this case here and what we're able to cram in up at the top. Our 240 millimeter AIO. It's the Master Liquid 240 Atmos. Cooler Master GX3 850 watt power supply. Plenty of room in there. MSI RTX 3060 GPU and a beautiful MSI Tomahawk motherboard. It's the MAG X670E Tomahawk Wi-Fi board. Look at that cooler. So sweet. Corsair DDR5, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Get a feel for our cable management, how we routed everything. Power supply up there. Good luck getting to that toggle switch. Here's a look from the back side with our exhaust fan, our motherboard I/O, and our GPU. Power connector up at the top left-hand corner. And then here's a look at the back side. How we routed and managed everything. Power supply over there. Got 2.5-inch drive option below, depending on, again, your build. Got some more SSD options right there. 2.5-inch, 3.5-inch drives. Pretty clean. Now we have the PC powered on at an idle with all the panels on to get a feel for some baseline temps before we stress it out. So you'll see our internal components are the AMD 7600X, showing right at about 37 degrees Celsius. Our GPU, our MSI RTX 3060, showing right about 35 degrees Celsius. Again, everything's just idling right now, not a lot of utilization. So far, so good. Now let's go ahead and stress this out. All right, so it's been over 10 minutes of stressing out our CPU and GPU to 100%, and the case is doing a great job with its thermal management and the airflow that we have here. So you'll see our CPU is at its max temp of 95 degrees Celsius. Don't worry, that's by design from AMD. And our GPU is peaked about that 66 degree Celsius range. Everything is well within spec, which is great to see that our case isn't contributing to any issues. I think that has a lot to do with this vented design, the cheese grater design that we have on every side of the case, but our tempered glass front panel. Airflow wise, we're pulling some air in from the side of the front and from the back side here, and we're exhausting out a lot of air from the top as well as the exhaust fan on the back. So believe it or not, that is enough to allow everything to stay nice and cool. All right, now just for fun, I went ahead, I took the panels off. We're still stressing out our build. I thought we'd look at it from the FLIR camera. Hottest spot in the front is going to be our GPU, probably around that 110 degree Fahrenheit mark. CPU's nice and cool. Look at that. Beautiful. We've got some hot spots on the board a little bit. And some of our heat sinks and spreaders up here. So anywhere between, I'd say, 90 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit on the front. Power supply is about 90 as well. Not bad, pretty cool. Here's the backside with our exhaust fan, I/O shield on the motherboard, and our GPU down below. And now on the very back, similar results here. Looking at the back side of the motherboard, got a couple hot spots, but so far so good. Now it's time for my favorite test. Okay, test is too strong of a word. We're just gonna be injecting smoke into our case so you can get a nice visualizer for the airflow. So watch what happens. We'll inject it down here at the bottom. Look at that. So it comes right in, and then it flows right through this channel in here between the GPU and then up and out. So we'll do that again. Take a look at how it's going to be venting and exhausting all of that air out the top and the side. Now I'll have a little fun. I'll move it towards the back side. We'll inject it into the bottom so you can see it moving through the GPU as well. But look at that airflow. You'll see how the smoke makes its way up and out of the case. So that's just visualizing the cool air coming in right here from the side and exhausting out the top and the back side. It's really nice that with this venting and how the air is currently flowing through this case, it's not coming out the front or the back sides with that cheese grater design. It's really being focused through the top and the back side while still allowing plenty of breathability from the rest of the case. Now everything's revved back up to 100%, so we can do that exact same test again. And it's really pushing that out now. Same for the bottom there. You could see the GPU starting with its fans to pull that cool air in from the bottom as well. All right, one more time. That's awesome. So after assembling the case, building in the case, and using the case, let me share with you my final thoughts. Here's what you need to know. I think the Flatpack idea is really cool. It's one more step in the build process that you actually get to build something. So for some of you, that could be a really good thing, right? You like to do stuff with your hands. You like to assemble maybe Legos, IKEA furniture, things along those lines. Then you'll enjoy putting this together, especially if you want to use one of the custom configuration options that they have. That's where this case is going to really excel. If you're going to do the same old boring design and layout like I configured here, I'm not sure why you'd go through all of that hassle of assembling the case yourself unless you just really like this look and aesthetic, or you think you're going to use like the benchmark mode, or you want to have your IO up at the top or something along those lines in the future. Then great, I see why you would land on this case. I think this is more for people that just really like to tinker and you want to have even more stuff to do and build during the process, as well as people that want to have a unique configuration, right? If you want to use a test bench case, that's why you want to get this one. If you want to have your motherboard IO up at the top, again, things like that. That's why I think somebody's going to land on this particular case. For me personally, what I do like is, given its small form factor and size, it is really, really cool that we can still use an ATX motherboard. I mean, look at the half 500 behind me here. We have the same size motherboard in both of these cases. Like, that's just wild to me, but look at the difference in form factor, and we still have plenty of room, I feel like, to build in this. We used a full-size power supply, 240 millimeter AIO, so I don't feel like we made any compromises. We have an RTX 3060 in here, but look at all the room that we have. We could put a much larger GPU in this case, so it's really cool and very customizable. It really just comes down to you and what you prefer. Do you want those extra steps to build this? Do you need those extra steps because you're after a certain case configuration? Or would you prefer to have something already done and ready to go so you can get your build done faster?